I'm reading The Casual Side of Memento Mori. How are you doing? Welcome. My name is Adam. Starting out, of course, with the Seattle Hipster Douche Coffee of the Week, okay? Today we're drinking Frizz Coffee. It's Frizz, not Fizz. This is sweet, bubbly espresso made in Italy. I guarantee it's going to be too sweet, but who cares? Cheers, BookTube. I hope you're all well. It's very sweet, very bubbly, and very espresso-y. Yeah, it's Frizz, not Fizz. Call me up, Italy. I'm ready for my commercial, okay? And you know, people, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so I thought we could take this opportunity to sit down together and read a little love letter, okay? Isn't that nice? This comes courtesy of a stack of letters that I found tucked within a book. Last week I was at a thrift store and, of course, looking through the books, and I came across this guy. This is The Back Roads of California, okay? This is an old sunset pictorial. It's like a travel memoir done, you know, with sketches. And honestly, I would have bought this no matter what book it was. You know, this was like $2. Simply because of what I found tucked inside of it. But this is actually quite interesting. It's by, who is it? Earl Thollander. And it's all, you know, predominantly ink drawings done, you know, throughout California. And I'm into that because I'm attempting to get more into, like travel sketching and landscape drawing. Something that's somewhat intimidating to me. So I'll actually get good use out of this book. But the real treasure, are you ready for this? The real treasure was this stack of letters that I found tucked in the back of this, okay? And there's like 8 or 9 letters here. So these letters are all postmarked from 1981, and they're from somebody in Long Beach, California, to somebody named Trevor here in Seattle, okay? And originally, I've only read like 2 of these letters. Originally, I thought it was like a father writing to a very young child, which you'll understand why in a second. But then, of course, with my investigative skills, I was looking, and the book here, if you can see, it's inscribed to Trevor on his 26th birthday, and the date is in January of 1972, right? So if he was 26 in 72, that means what? He's like 35 in 81. So he's definitely not a child. But I thought we could read 1 or 2 of these together. Some of these letters are handwritten, and some of them are typed. But here we go. This is Long Beach, California, Friday in the PM, okay? Dear baby boy, okay? Daddy got your letter today and was real glad to hear from his boy. Surely do wish we could speed up the process of getting you back in Daddy's arms. Daddy's looking forward to holding his boy on his knee. Daddy's knee is for the boy and only the boy. Daddy wishes he could hold his boy and love all his boy's pain and sorrow away. Daddy wants his boy to be happy. Daddy's boy makes Daddy really happy. Daddy is wishing and hoping he can make his boy happy. That's quite a mouthful. Tink and I haven't figured out who Tink is. Tink and I have a weekend of labor ahead of us. We plan to work on the apartment and back, painting, etc., etc. Should prove to be a productive weekend. It's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow. Wish you were here, boy. Daddy would love to love you in a rainstorm. He will. Thank you for the letter, and hello to Dennis. Daddy loves you and misses you. Signed, your daddy. Okay, isn't that nice? This blows my mind, people, because honestly, I didn't know that at the age of 35, you could still do this whole, like, daddy situation. Like, you know, this opens, like, a whole new bag of chips for me. We'll do one more, okay? And this one is a little bit more contentious. This is Friday afternoon, once again, in Long Beach, California. Dear baby boy, Daddy waited all night long Tuesday for a phone call from his boy, but the boy must have decided not to call, and Daddy was disappointed. Hope the boy next time calls his daddy when he tells him he is going to. By now you should have gotten your tape in the mail. I have yet to receive 2 letters that are on the way. Hopefully they will arrive tomorrow or Saturday. But nevertheless, Daddy still loves his boy a whole bunch. The boy is a good boy for Daddy, and Daddy knows that. Daddy does miss the boy a lot. It's about 2 more weeks till the boy is supposed to be here with his daddy. Daddy would love it if that could be speeded up some. I haven't been crooked too much lately, which, side note, I will be using the term crooked more often. Haven't been crooked too much lately. We have been pretty low-key for us. We did go to the Rawhide and Herpes last Saturday night. What kind of name, people, is Rawhide and Herpes? For, I imagine it's a bar, right? The Rawhide and Herpes last Saturday night, which of course lasted until Sunday morning for church at the Rawhide. I don't get that at all. We did get a bit crooked Saturday night for that outing. Daddy barely remembers the Rawhide. Then on Sunday, I went to the country with a friend of ours, Chuck. We drove down to Lake Eleanor and then through the country over to Palm Springs and spent the night at some old friend's house and got drunk. Those Palm Springs folks sure do like to drink, which is true. My mother lives down in Palm Springs and all she does is drink. But it was fun and we had lots of laughs. But Daddy was wishing his boy was with him. When Daddy's boy gets here, we have a lot of catching up to do. There's a lot Daddy wants to do with his boy. Daddy loves and misses his boy a whole bunch. Love and hug, always. Signed, you guessed it, Daddy. But you guys, obviously, this is like the best $2 I ever spent. And yeah, who knows what ended up happening to Trevor. He might be in a million little pieces spread through the back roads of California. Who knows? I thought I would quickly run down the rest of the books that I got that day at the thrift store. All around, just a great, lucky day in terms of finding stuff. Because first up, we have Bullet Park by John Cheever. Like a first edition, people. Unbelievable. Look, there's my Cheever. This is probably most well known. This is Cheever's third novel. And it's most well known for being kind of universally torn apart by the critics when it was first released. And that in turn really negatively affected Cheever. And of course he was, an alcoholic grump. But nevertheless, I'm excited to read it. 2 men who meet, presumably by chance, one Sunday at church in Bullet Park. The 2 men are named Elliot Nelez and Paul Hammer. Nelez is open and nice with no secrets. Hammer is dangerously not what he seems. They are linked together by the mysterious binding power of nomenclature, undivorceable as ham and eggs, as life and death, as love and hate, as the 2 halves of the terrifying, touching comic, cruelly overburdened American psyche. So yeah, sounds par for the course for Cheever. But yeah, Bullet Park. And then next up, such a find. I found 2 New York review books, $1 each, never been cracked. Unbelievable. Here we have the New York stories of Edith Wharton, and then the New York stories of Henry James, which I think, especially with the Henry James, I'm pretty sure I have the majority of these stories in other bind-ups, but these are just so well made. And yeah, for $1, people, come on. And then another classic here, which I also am pretty sure I have some ratty copy of somewhere, but this is so beautiful. It's Walden and Other Writings by Henry David Thoreau. Yeah, look at that cover. I don't know. These were put out by Modern Library, and I don't know what the series is called, but I have a few of them, and they're just beautiful. So I'll happily replace my ratty copy with this really beautifully well-made one. So yeah, Walden. And then finally, I found a big biography on Miss Iris Murdoch. Iris Murdoch, A Life by Peter J. Conradi. You guys know I've been interested in reading a lot more Murdoch, and also just really interested in her, as a woman and a writer and all that. Yeah, she looks grumpy too. Look at her. But yeah, excited to find this biography. $2, people, come on. So that was my big find at the thrift store. As for what I'm currently reading, continuing on with What the Flock, okay? I'm ankle deep into Flags in the Dust, Faulkner's third novel. Not too far into it, but really enjoying it. And then also just starting The Stone Diaries by Carol Shields, which I mentioned I think a few weeks ago I mentioned I wanted to read it while I was on a recent trip, but I never got around to it, so I am now, and man, just really loving this so far. And that's it! I hope you're all doing well. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've ever, found love letters tucked into books that you've bought, or let me know if you've ever had a daddy. Who knows? I don't care. I hope you're all doing well. I'll talk to you soon.